restart that all. But at least now the unstable part is gone. I don't know how to fix that, unfortunately. And to add that to the list of stuff I need to figure out, like my headset dying for no damn reason. Oh. Framer is closed on Monday? That's interesting. Oy. Oh, I forgot when I ended stream on Friday. Like shortly after I ended the stream, I looked out the window to see a chicken flying over her fence. My neighbor decided she was going to let her chickens out to enjoy the weather because it was finally not sweltering hot. And they immediately decided to William Wallace their way over our fence. Ugh. So I had to go help her wrangle her chickens. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, oh no. I'm like, I have to get upstairs into the door in a rush without the dogs. Because usually if I'm in a rush, they immediately run outside. Because they're like, something's happening. And their first thing, or like first instinct is to run outside. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to loudly yell at Ernesto to close the door. But he just kept going, what? I managed to get upstairs and outside before the dogs. It's like, I don't know if the boys would have been very good at catching chickens. They're both kind of terrible at hunting. Raya's a different matter. Even with one eye, that girl could hunt. So I was actually very surprised that she didn't kill that baby squirrel when she found it. It's not unusual to see an occasional chicken. Yeah, that is not the first time chickens have been in my yard. I think that's the third time, because yeah, the neighbors across the street, who are unfortunately assholes, they have chickens. I know there was like a good month once where their rooster was just loose. And And yeah, one time they're like, what do they call them when they're not old enough to lay eggs, but they're old enough to fly? I want to say like Briar. But one of those got into her yard, and not Raya, Xena. This is back when we had Xena. She murdered that poor thing. I thought she got a baby crow at first because it was like solid black. Teenagers? No. The chicken? Well, I gotta turn the light on. There was just like randomly a lot of cloud cover and it got dark. And now it's bright again. Okay. The chickens are... I felt kind of bad, but so like the mom... Don't even... You weren't here, I think it was on Friday or Friday or Wednesday when I was telling people about the song that had been stuck in my head, and I had just finally gotten over that, and I don't want any more earworms. But the chickens being loose in the yard, it was hilarious, because, like, it's like a family of they have 3 kids. So the mom was over here trying to grab... Toon cooties now. She was trying to grab the chickens, and the husband's, like, holding their youngest on his shoulders, and he's like I think he's like 3, and he's like, "How the chicken get over there? How the chicken get over there?" And the mom's just like tried so hard to catch the chicken, and I'm like, I was laughing, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I know I shouldn't be laughing, but I keep wanting to get pet chickens, but I'm like, this is exactly what happens when you have pet chickens. The husband and I were getting some amusement out of it. I eventually caught her chicken with the net that I used to clean the koi pond. Exactly, it was. Well, because at first I tried to catch the chicken when it was in the yard, but like it didn't know me, so it was obviously like shying away from me. And she managed to get one of their chickens back by just coaxing it, so I was like, alright, I'm just gonna stand back and let you take care of this. And that one chicken, though, that one chicken tasted freedom. It wasn't going home. Alright, can you tell which horse of the apocalypse minion this is? Oh, the White Knight. I do have to tell you, since I don't think you were here when I mentioned it. So I drove all the way out to that Sarby Wildlife Refuge. Are they legal by you? I'm a little curious now if they're legal here, because the neighbor that has roosters is the one that constantly keeps calling the city and complaining about us. Yes. Yeah, it is famine. Oh yeah, so drove, like, took like a 3-hour trip out to that Sarby Wildlife Refuge. And I had given the squirrel like a little bit of like sugar water, because I had had it for so long. But like, so it was doing really, really well, because when I found that it was almost dead, like it was, I didn't know it was alive. I thought it was dead until like I showed my flashlight over its eyes, and it like just barely flinched. But like by the time I, you know, had it and warmed it up and gave it a little bit of sugar water and everything, it was acting like a totally normal kid. like a little dehydrated but like pretty healthy. And but I took it to the wildlife refuge, and they just killed it right away. Like, they didn't do it in front of me, but pretty much immediately, I was kind of a little off-put by them, because they were, like, very, like, laissez-faire about everything. And I had this, like, mental image of them just feeding it to a snake as soon as I left. But I was like, no, this was the best chance this squirrel had. So, but they had this little email where you could contact them to be like, I want a follow-up. And so it took them a while to get back to me, and then they told me, they're like, yeah, we performed triage, and we're like, oh, it's too young, and, or it wasn't, like, too young to live. It just would have been more work. And then, but then the thing that ticked me off was, it had 3 teeny tiny little red marks on it. And I had looked at them, and it was like from the mom trying to carry it, I'm guessing. Which I found a squirrel tail the other day. So I think the mom got eaten after the nest got cut down. Because the neighbors were cutting down a bunch of trees. And like, she missed relocating this baby, or couldn't get to it. Or died in the process. But so like, that's why I couldn't get it readopted. I tried. But yeah, so it had 3 teeny tiny marks. They were like very superficial, like not even breaking like this second layer of dermis or something. Weren't bleeding or anything. I cleaned them up with some vet antimicrobial stuff that I have because I have a bunch of pets. So like I wasn't concerned about them. They were healing just fine. But the shelter or the rescue said they were puncture wounds. And, like, that was apparently the tipping point for whether or not they were going to put in the effort on this guy. Or girl. She's a little girl. So, yeah. I am kind of pissed. And I, like, had ordered the milk replacement and everything, because I couldn't find a rescue at first. And I asked them, I was like, do you want this milk replacement I got? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I still have it because I'm kind of mad and I don't want to send it to them. It's like they were just kind of very... I mean, I'm guessing once you've worked in it enough, you're kind of desensitized, but... Good lord, if you weren't even gonna try, you could have told me before I spent 3 hours driving out there. I would have been trying to illegally raise a squirrel, but you know what? It would have had a chance. Ah! Look. I keep chugging my tea in the hopes that I'll wake up. It's like, the fact that they called them puncture wounds, it either means they didn't really look, or they were really trying to over-exaggerate things to make it justify it. Either way, I'm not happy. So between them doing that and Paws not even taking squirrels, I'm like, no wonder why people end up with illegal pets. It's ridiculous. I'm a little curious now, though, how hard it is to get a rehabber license. Because I kind of want to just, like, if it ever happened again, have an actual legal way of doing it. But I was hoping, because there's like a bunch of people around here that specifically rehab bats. So I was hoping there was somebody that did that, but for squirrels. And apparently not. Okay. Let me scooch this to the side a little bit. Move this over to here. Sorry, just looked at another photo of the freaking tornado. It's got like the coolest coloration in the sky, but then it's like you see the way the clouds are swirling, and you're like, oh, that's terrifying. And it's the viewpoint from the place where I bought my trumpet from for high school. Or not even high school. I was playing trumpet since grade school. I have no idea what I'm doing with the tail on this thing. Has anyone gone and seen the new Avatar movie yet? Not the Dances of Smurf one. Probably try to catch it while it's in theaters, because I had my old art director, and yeah, there's it's like Adventures of Aang or something like that, but it's them as adults. Yeah, the Odyssey I've been hearing mostly good things about. Like I hear it's got some cool parts, and then I did see an interesting review where someone was like, would this movie be as well rated as it is, or well received as it is right now, if it wasn't for the fact that there's so many terrible movies nowadays? So that one, I don't know if I'm gonna go see that in theaters. Yeah, it kind of... I'm not sure if it delayed when the release was or moved it up, but it had some issues because somebody leaked the entire movie ahead of time. They got like hacked and someone had downloaded it, and I don't know where they had posted it, but it had been shared already. And I don't know if they had, like, the official final version, or there's, like... Because, like, when I was working at Netflix on the films that I was working on, we would get, like, little... you would get test movies, or, like, the pre-release movies, and it would be, like, this scene's still being edited, this scene still needs effects, this one's only storyboarded, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure what level of finish was on that one. But yeah, so they kind of did like a very quick whirlwind advertising for it, I think, trying to get it released. But I think it just released like... I think they released it during San Diego Comic-Con, which was last weekend. So I think it released like Thursday or Friday last week. I know there's been a little bit of drama because apparently during the San Diego Comic-Con panel there was a panel that showed, like, according to ChatGPT, in the background, And so there was an uproar about that, but it was like, it was a very stupid thing, because I know, I was holding off on judgment, because I was like, that seems like a, like, I know a lot of people on the art team, so I was like, that seems, And it was, whoever they hired to do the art book had just kind of, instead of using lorem ipsum, or ipsum or whatever, had ChatGPT filled it in instead. Yeah, I hope it does well, like, despite all of that, because, like I said, I know a lot of people that worked on it, and they definitely put a lot of effort into it, and the AI thing was very unfortunate, because, like, the team did not use AI at all. It's just whoever... Somebody didn't check the slides well enough. I'm hoping whoever they hired to do the art book gets a very thorough reaming out. And at least I caught it before the art book went out. Good lord. Yeah, I don't want to spoilers. I haven't seen it yet either, actually. I need to find a time to get over there and watch it. But yeah, two of my my old team at Netflix were on it. At least two of them. I think two of my old contadors. I don't know about the rest of the team. I think one of the animators was also on there. But from what I've heard, it's very pretty. And then I think they announced a new TV show too. That's like following after Korra. I'm really tempted to do like flies around the eye, but then that seems more like a pestilence thing, doesn't it? If I were to make this a horseman, if this is officially a horse of the horse of the apocalypse. Your tattoo shop just posted a page of Jimothy flash art. Yeah, Jimothy's all the rage right now. I'm very like... I'm like, I hope no one's kidnapped that poor raccoon. I did see Natalie was talking about who's the person that does my tattoos. She was talking... She did a whole thing of Jimothy's, and I was like, alright. One of those is like a little creepy wispy one. I'm like, I kind of want that one. What is all these lines? Oh, it's the grippy part of the bottom of my gloves is streaking. Dang it. Dang it. This is why this paper is so freaking difficult. It's not paper, and it does bullshit like this. I have been betrayed by my gloves. Okay, I could use... I'm gonna swap to the one I put on my other hand. You have a Vitruvian Jimothy pattern? How did you make that poor creature into a Vitruvian? I am curious. Also, hi, Rayland. Did you summon this betrayal? Oh my god. It's not going away! I can maybe erase it, but... I was like, you can't even really see it that much in stream. I see it, though. Found it on Etsy. Okay, okay. I saw somebody was sharing they were looking for clothes on Etsy, and they shared this little thing that it told them it was like vintage, and it was earlier than 2007. We're all just like, fuck you. You don't think you cursed me? Oh, okay. As long as the... Okay, I'm checking the feed. Because this is technically it's attempt 2 on the stream, because I had to restart it because it went very delayed for some reason. I don't know why. I'm guessing probably a combo of factors, but probably because also Ernesto's streaming a bunch of work meeting stuff. He started his gerb at I can't remember what it's called right now. The place that lets you LoJack your children. The universe knew you would need to save some chickens. What, from last... What happened last time? I did have to restart... Was it that one? It may have been that one. But I still played for a while after that. So I think like the last half an hour of that was me lecturing Hylian Battlecry. He was too down on the dumps about himself. Still don't know what I'm going to do for the tail. Should it even have a tail? Maybe I should just, instead of having to loop back, I mean, it is like a effed up horse. I could make it like a weird little ratty thing going up like there. Does anyone want to try to hazard a guess as to what I did here? Oh man, though the Etsy talk is also reminding me is Squarespace is raising their prices again because they want everyone to pay for their new AI website builder, which is, from what I've heard from the few people that have tried it, absolute trash. So I'm trying to find a website somewhere I could put a portfolio website that also has a store option, because right now people are like, just put it on Kara or whatever and link to Etsy, and I don't want to go back to Etsy. Etsy's gotten so clogged up with AI now that I'm just kind of don't want to touch. It is a shithole. It's like I will go there if I can find an artist who links to the Etsy. Then like I'll, you know, if I find them elsewhere, then I'll go to their shop and buy their stuff. But I stopped searching for things on there. It's like the last few times I've bought stuff, like, on a whim, have not turned out great. It's like, if you do buy something, buy it from a store that obviously only has like one product, or one type of product, or one type of style, and has been around for years. Yeah, exactly. I think I'm trying to remember when I closed my shop on there. I want to say like 2020. It's just linking to Etsy shops. People keep throwing it out there like it's an actual viable idea, and I don't really think so. I know people have mentioned Wix, but Wix is pretty much just as expensive. A few people have mentioned WordPress, which I think I have to pay hosting fees for, but I don't know. I have to draw something kind of horrifying right now because my some of the work I gotta do is I had all these ideas for, but they were all kind of creepy, and it specifically asked for not creepy, so I need to like get the creepy out so I can get to the cute stuff. You just bought something from an artist by going to the Patreon, filling out a Google form order, and paying by an invoice they sent manually. So yeah, it sounds like storefront situation out there is a nightmare. Yeah, I've done that a few times too. Oh, thank you very much. What, Straticus? Ooh, fun name. Thank you. It's a probably famine. I might be doing a series of the Forces of the Apocalypse. It was something I sketched out roughly the other night in my little sketchbook. And now I'm translating it. Yes, I had to do an impromptu, or not impromptu. This was scheduled, but I almost canceled it because a bunch of chaotic life stuff has been happening. But I need to de-stress and draw. And I'm still very tempted to put little flies around these eyes. But no, I gotta wait. That's gotta be a pestilence thing if I do this as the horses. If anything, this should probably be sunken in, but I kind of like it looking more like a bird. Oh, okay, so besides my stressful day, how are y'all doing? I'm trying to butter you up before I start putting in the horrifying thing that I have coming out of this horse's head. You're grateful for the distraction. That's kind of Is this one working? Yes. Hold on one second. Is this one working? Yes. What about this one? Hold on one second. Okay. Well, I figured out I can at least reroute the desktop and the mic. But my headset is dead. Okay. Well, so I figured out I can at least reroute the desktop and the mic. But my headset is dead. Okay. I'm going to put Pretzel Rock on desktop. But my headset is dead. So hold on one second. I'm going to put Pretzel Rock on desktop. But my headset is dead. So hold on one second. I'm going to put Pretzel Rock on desktop. Yeah, that's the problem is I currently have it because it's not routed to my headset. Because my headset is dying. Yeah, that's the problem is I currently have it because it's not routed. Stream. Are you hearing echoes of music right now? Is that the problem? I'm turning the music way down. Alright. Alright, how is this? Because unfortunately I can't hear the output on stream anymore to test things. I could turn Pretzel Rock down more yet. Okay. So I have to, the only thing is you will probably hear an echo whenever there's like a redeem. I unfortunately can't help that right now. I need to apparently get a new headset because it's dying faster and faster. Alright, and my camera zoomed way in, didn't it? That's an interesting... So yeah, there's some bug when my headset dies that just resets everything in Streamlabs. Which is a fun one. Now hold on, I need to get my camera to come back. On screen cap. Why are you even... Okay. Come here. Where is my thingamajiggy? But yeah, if it gets too loud or anything, let me know and I will attempt to fix it. Okay. Apparently boot my camera a little bit. But yeah, my headset is supposed to last for like 20 something hours, and it was only lasting about 5, and now it only lasted about 2. It's slowly getting worse. Okay. I need to move my water somewhere so it's not banging into my thingy. Also, ooh! Sorry. I got more inks, and I tried this other brand. We'll see. Ferris Wheel Press. But it's a fancy bottle with a brass topper. That'll be a future thing. Okay. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. So I was talking about, it is a fun bottle. We'll see if it's worth the bottle price. It's like a little bit more expensive than my other stuff that I have, but it's a very well rated ink brand, so I'm kind of I'm going to test it to see if it's worth the hubbub. Yeah, I was talking about David Meng, who I worked with at Netflix, a friend of mine who did this guy. I was talking about him the other week when I was opening this guy up finally. He's actually why I have my contract work right now. So I was like, it's just kind of neat how things turn around or come around that way. I need to sharpen this pencil a little bit, but I'm down to the nub on this. Oh, I totally even missed that I have, I didn't even put Brihei up. I can put that one up. That's about it, though. I'm just gonna deal with that. Good enough. Okay. I don't have my erasers. Well, I have like my big ones, but I don't have my little dinky ones. I think I left those upstairs. But now I need to look at reference images for this terrifying thing I'm putting out of his head. Do we have any bets yet on what I have coming out of this poor thing's head? So if you're squeamish, maybe I should wait on these till last. I'm just gonna rough them in real quick. Parasite mushrooms. Yep, that's fairly close. It is an actual thing, though. I have drawn them, and on at least one other occasion, for a character for my tabletop RPG campaign I've been working on. Just to give you a hint. I almost wonder if that's too big, and I should just make it a bunch of smaller ones instead. Huh. I'm a little worried that's a little too big right now. Let's try... But if people don't hate the, hearing the occasional echo of a stream notification, maybe I'll just try to do streams like this without my headset on. Because then I don't have to worry about it dying, and, well, unless I'm doing a gaming stream, then I kind of have to. But, also, headset kind of is rough on my neck after a while. I'm gonna see if I can draw some, like, tinier ones in here. So right now I'm a little worried that they're competing in size with like the eye too much. So I want them to be readable but not competing with that. So I think I just gotta shrink them down a little. Probably split these. Like I do want to keep these shapes in here, but I'll probably split them into multiple dudes. It's gonna be a little chaotic right now, but that's because I already drew in the lines. But it should be fine as long as I make it so that I've got something readable that I can erase around. And then we'll clear up. I'm surprised nobody's yelled out what they are yet. You missed the cue? I mean, what these, I was asking chat if they knew what I was drawing. Yeah. Unless you're asking about why the audio is different, in which case my headset died. The ant parasite? Are you thinking of cordyceps? Ah, fun guess, but nope. Gotta remember, this is famine. You're too uncultured. Ringworm. Oh, getting closer. I don't know if I want to put one down that way because it's starting to look like fancy bangs. You know, I was like, I haven't looked up to see what that looks like up close. But no. I was like, what does this look like under the... Nah, it's boring under the, Oh. Oh. I also... They're very boring looking. They just look like discs. White Knight's getting closer. Oh, very close. Yeah, there you go. It's like White Knight got to it without remembering what it was called, and then we're gonna talk about that. It's a tapeworm. I mean, it's a justifiable fear. But then remember there was, I want to say like only like a decade ago, people were getting them intentionally to lose weight. Show or article that it crawled out this girl's nose and died on her pillow. What? For a tapeworm? I don't know about that. I mean, your digestive tract's the other end, but your nose? How was it, like a big one? It was probably a clickbait, yeah. It's like, I know there's some. Alright, let's do an alarming Google search. Thank you for the help, Munchkin Knight. Alright, let's see. Do they though? I'm trying to think of. Oh my god. The longest tapeworm found. 8.8 meters. Straight to jail. So 8.8 meters is how many feet? Oh. Oh god. Oh. Even I have my limits. I'm just looking at the heads of them. I just wanted to Google the head so I could get that. But I'm not. When you see the, like. Oh. Never gonna. Nope. I'm not even gonna describe it. About 25 feet. Ugh. There was like a Daily Mail article that claimed one over 50 feet, but I don't really trust Daily Mail. I feel like they look like bobbit worms. Oh, you've never looked at a tapeworm head? So they just kind of look like almost like a fire hydrant with an aggressive punk mohawk that's sideways, like a monk head. Think like a spiky monk circle. Not as terrifying as a bobbit worm. See, this is why when I was doing my panel on creature design for Lightbox, when I was like, if you're looking for, you know, inspiration for creatures that hasn't really been done before, that isn't common, I told them they'll look deep, as in deep sea, and look small. As in, look at the zoomed in things of bugs and microscopic parasite images, because you'll get some crazy shit that way. But this one I'm regretting putting in there, because it's too much like a dramatic emo bang right now. So if you're wondering why I'm making this, like, I'm not cleaning it up, it's because this is Yupo paper. I can't really erase and redraw, so pretty much draw everything in and then you erase. Or maybe I could put it here, but like, this will be the forced perspective one. Don't want to make it like unfeasibly big, but a little bit bigger here. Right now it's a little bit of a tangent there that I'm concerned with. I'll have to work on that. Move it up here, I think. I gotta figure out where the hell all my lines are. Where are my actual complete ribbons?
It's peanut butter jelly time! Peanut butter jelly time! Peanut butter jelly time!
You haven't got to use all my reward noises? Wait, what? Oh, I think that's routed to my other headset thingy, so I'm not hearing it. Shit. Did you hear it on stream? I'm sorry. My headset's dead, so I didn't realize I'm not hearing it right now. Well, you guys get to hear peanut. I know what the thing is, so at least I know what it is in my head. Peanut butter jelly. You only did one for now. I have a feeling that means, I don't know if that means it's also missing from my recording too, as I'm guessing. Twitch overload. There should be. It should actually be working, but huh. I'll have to double check that later. But for now, it's probably a good thing because everybody will be hearing it echoed. Oh, it's like, between the horses of the apocalypse, which one would be more parasite? Famine or pestilence? Because depending on the situation, they're kind of both, aren't they? Yeah, it's like, it is probably like a conversion thing. I'm just like, I feel like I could get away with tapeworms on, well, like, just worms in general on both. Right now I'm trying to think of, like, how best to do the, distended belly that is so very depressing on people that are starving. With a horse. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking pestilence is... I can do some fun, gross things with pestilence. I just want to do a little something beyond... Usually when you see famine, it's like, it's just bones. Like, just skin sack, and that... Like, that's gonna be a large part of it, but I want to have something besides that. Something a little bit more than that. No, I just realized I made this thigh too juicy. It's a terrifying addition. I want to say I'm glad to hear it, but maybe not. Or I should say I'm sorry to hear it. Alright. Part of my brain is immediately wanting to make this like human ribs, but it is not human ribs, it is horse, so they do still separate like a human one. You think it looks cool? I think it's good. Like, I am hoping it'll be like something like not as quite as monotonous as you did a lot of the type of designs. Just trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, so if the belly ribs are here, I also need to learn when to say F the rules and do my own thing. I just want to make sure the ribs are like seen in there and then the belly, because that's kind of how you usually tell like starvation versus just being overweight. It's like the reason the stomach exists, the puffed out stomach exists on things that are starving is because essentially the intestines are like forming gases that are like eating themselves. I think ribs are ending about here, and then scooping up and around. So I gotta change the direction that I was starting to originally draw my ribs, because that ain't right. That was very human-based direction. Like, horse ribs aren't too horrifically different from ours, but they are definitely more spread. just started automatically putting these ribs way down here, even though I decided to end the ribs up here. Just because I'm like, naturally that's where it would go, but I'm kind of exaggerating this a bit. I shouldn't. The only way to make that would work would be if I extended this way down here, which at that point it's just looking like it's pregnant. Like once you start putting the weight down more towards the hips, it's just, yeah, I think it's just gonna start looking like a pregnant mare then, and I don't necessarily want that. I actually have to move this, shift this line up. I'm trying to remember what this is called. There's a specific flap of skin that connects the leg to the barrel. And you see it on animals that are kind of reliant on speed. So like you'll see it on like hunting cat, like big cats and stuff. You also see it on like horses. It reduces, I can talk. It reduces drag. It's a little funny. I seem to be drawing things how they should look if this was like a normal healthy horse or healthy-ish. And then I have to mess them up. Then I have to emaciate them. It's a little depressing, but it kind of goes with the whole gotta know the rules before you break them thing. Sometimes I'm very tempted to just leave the legs all unfinished like this, so I don't have to deal with them. And I just, like, don't look terrible like this. Like, honestly, this is how I like seeing gesture sketches from other artists. It's like, okay, they had the rough idea of what goes on there, they just don't want to deal with it. Because that's exactly what's happening right now. I don't want to deal with it. I just have a hard time not finishing it. I'm letting myself get away with having things be a little messy. This one should probably be a little thinner, but also I like that round shape in there. So I'm going to keep that for the most part because it helps lead the eye up into this shoulder that then leads down here. Because yeah, this is the horse's shoulders, not this. This is the withers, but it's like your clavicle. Or not clavicle, scapula. Clavicle's like there. Which horses don't have one, because they don't have to worry about making their leg or their hands go like that. Well, actually, I don't know if there's any, like, what has a clavicle? I was like, a clavicle's actually pretty uncommon as far as I think. Because it's like, I think it's mostly an ape thing. I guess it's like in fish. So yeah, it is. It's usually so like they do have a clavicle, horses do, but it's embedded in the neck muscles. So I guess it supports the breathing more than movement. And it's like, yeah, we need a clavicle so that we're not essentially overreaching. Like, I think essentially our limbs are long enough that we would have to, without our clavicle, we like risk dislocating limbs a bunch just from like centrifugal force. Well, I mean, if you think about primates swinging through the trees, if they didn't have a clavicle kind of stopping some of the movement, they'd just be like constantly having torn rotator cuffs. Also looks like bats also have it. Yeah, fun. Alright, I need to stop deep diving in. I will deep dive in on clavicles later. So I did start watching, there was a new YouTube channel that's been recommended to me for a while, but I like never watched it because I thought it was like kind of like a one-note thing. But I actually, like, it autoplayed the other night, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually teaching me things. Which is kind of rare for, like, I put on a lot of biology shows, and they'll teach me, like, something, but, like, it's usually something I still had at least a decent knowledge of. I just maybe didn't know hyper specifics. But, like, this one, he's actually teaching, like, it's a biology class, so it's actually more high-level stuff. But it's called Clint's Reptiles. And he tends to go through and, like, break down viral videos, but he's a college professor of biology and animal anatomy, I think. And I was like, ooh, I'm excited now. I got a nerd channel to watch. Still don't know, the tail up there kind of makes it more sassy, but I also just kind of like the idea of it just being like a lethargic tail falling down. And I don't know, it's like, if it's gonna have any mane, probably be a little bit. It should be falling out, because that's what malnutrition does to you. You'd have a terrible looking hooves, terrible looking mane, because all the nutrition has been sucked out of it. Your body tries to get what it can from the least necessary things, I guess I would say. Alright, I did have it spiraling up, but I don't know if I necessarily wanna. Don't know if I'm keeping this swirly part in here. I do like it because it kind of leads the eye back this way, but maybe I can get it without the the movement that is portraying or suggesting it. I'm gonna give this a little bit harder of an edge than it should have, because it's gonna be knocked back when I blend it in. But where the ribs end and the distended belly kind of begins. Now they should eventually be popping. That's the problem, is the ribs I'm making too... They do need to show the curve, and I'm not really doing that yet. So I may have a line there and a line there. Yeah, I think I gotta do it that way. Oh, this is so chaotic looking right now, though. That's okay. Man, at this point I'm gonna have to release like an either much longer version of the original Effed Up Horses book, or I'm just gonna have to do like a volume 2, because The effed up horses continue. I don't know why. It's my thing, apparently. I spent a very long time of my life trying to avoid being called the horse girl, because as soon as public school found out I had a horse for a little while, I didn't even have a horse for most of school. They were merciless in their definition of calling me a horse girl. And I think I've gotten to the point where I'm just going to embrace it, and I'm going to make my horses fucked up. It's like I got my horse because I was working at a stables, and he was there, and had been sitting there for like 2 years without his owner ever coming to ride him. And then the other horse I bought only cost $300 and was absolutely batshit. That was my first horse. That was a wild Mustang that was just drugged. So she looked like she was good for a child to ride. But nope, she was just really drugged. That girl broke my skull. Okay, I have to run and grab my erasers because we're getting to the point where I really want to clean some of this stuff up because it's driving me insane. But the only eraser I have down here is my fat one, and I need my little narrow ones if I'm going to do these little fine line stuff. So I will be right back. Alright. Literally everybody in this house except me is napping right now. It is not fair. Okay. Nice part is, a bunch of other black pencils in here, so I maybe don't have to get a sharpener. Also, if you ever wonder why I have like 10,000 versions of the same color, it's for moments like this where I want different lead widths. So I usually have like a mix of sharp and dull in various stages. So depending on what area, if like I'm trying to shade something or I'm trying to just do a soft line, I'll pick one of the softer ones and vice versa. Alright. Before I start erasing, I want to make sure I get like some of the shading that I want done in the final done now. Because it's going to go down much easier. It'll be much... Pretty much once I erase, I'm not going to be able to redraw there really well again. At least not with this stuff. Not with this plastic. I also need to get my, I think I can use my PlayStation controller, so I'm gonna try and use that for, I still want to play a little bit more of that, Blasphemous 2, because I don't have enough reference yet for the board thing. For the DC Breakdown, which would probably, it's gonna be Wednesday stream, I think now. Just because today I needed to just draw. I need to get head empty. It's starting to look like the back is more, like, value-wise is way too dark compared to the head, but I'm kind of like working my way. I should probably be working my way the other direction, but I'm not, because I'm not always a smart person. Because usually you work the way you're not going to smudge, but instead I'm doing the opposite, because, you know, good job. Gotta start dinner. Can't wait to see how this ended up. Horse turned out. Well, thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Oh god, every time I start talking, I have to stretch. But yeah, I don't know why I gravitate towards effed up horses when I'm in a frantic mood, but I do. Have a good night. Good and proper effed. I feel like I need to get a banner of that for my conventions now. Just a thing that just says effed up horses. Good night. Split these hooves too. I'm like tempted to make the hooves too long, but it's like famine shouldn't necessarily mean neglect. It should just mean like nutritionally starved. Start erasing a little bit of this muddiness up here. Whenever I erase with this stuff, well, it's I guess it's a more recent thing I picked up that I'm like, oh, this works better. Is to treat your eraser more like a paintbrush or an alternative pencil than a eraser. So when you want to erase a line, alright, so instead of just like erasing a line, I like come in and kind of try to crosshatch, almost like it's a pen. Because then it works better with how this material doesn't let me really erase and redraw. It like works within those parameters if you use it like that. If that makes sense. And feel free to ask questions if I ever say anything confusing or you're just curious. Don't know if I'm gonna go for a mare or a stallion. We'll figure it out. Alright, I'm gonna blend these, which might seem counterintuitive, but if I'm gonna clean them up with an eraser, I need them to be not quite as squirrely right now. Just, if I blend it now, I can kind of see where I need to draw in to make up for the blending, and then I can erase out from there. It's usually an easier way of going about this. Or not necessarily easier, it leads to better results, I should say. Oh no. Carson! What's up, Raiders? Carson, I haven't seen you on in forever. I keep checking in on your streams and it's like, rerun, I'll be back. And I'm just like, where's, never going when I'm, hi. Apologies if the audio is a little weird. My, mic died and I had to reset some things. You're here to learn about hooves. What do you want to know about hooves? Ah, okay. So it's like I've been trying to be better about actually like watching stuff on Twitch, and I'm like, oh, Carson, and then it's always a rerun. I hope you had fun at the wedding. How to not draw them awkwardly. Oh, man, that's almost kind of like, how would I explain that? Let me see here. Alright, I'm gonna use this back of this. Alright, so they're not straight down unless, this is why it gets kind of hard, some pony hooves will go straight down, or almost straight down, like very little. It kind of depends. Like I had a pony that had hooves that went like pretty much straight down, but it was because he was abused and had pneumonia when he was growing up. Okay, for a horse, I'm just gonna draw one real quick. Fetlock. Some horses, very, very rare though, because it's a very big throwback, will have a little toenail right there. I had one horse that had it. Okay, so we have bone, ankle bone, hoof bone. I know there's technical terms for it, but I don't learn them. But yeah, there's a big ankle bone here. And there's like a tiny bone back here. And then there's a bone in the hoof. But what you pretty much kind of need to do is just like drawing a cylinder. Maybe like a little bit like a conical thing. And then you just gotta slope that effort by like 40 degrees. That's pretty much it. Is you just draw like imagine you get like a tube, not a tube, like a, you know, you go in your fridge and you get like a tub of like sour cream or something, and you just take that and you draw that, and then, or you take it and you just slant it, but you need it to be, put the wide end on the bottom. It is, it's like they're weird. And then when you get like draft horses, they'll get really wide, but it's like the slope is more aggressive then, because they get the big like saucer dinner plate size hooves essentially. So theirs will get really sloped out at the edge, and then if they don't get their hooves trimmed enough, then this is where it starts cracking and getting all grody. It is something, it's just, it's like learning to draw like a foot in perspective, but you just gotta learn how to take a cylinder and slope it in perspective. Was that helpful? Now I gotta make sure I put this pencil far away because this is a red one. Alright, what were you all working on? I know I peeked in a little bit earlier. I am surprised but happy. I was like, this is not helpful to anybody, but if that was actually helpful. I'm trying to remember, I peeked in earlier and y'all were talking about something involving, I think, vitamins and calcium. You weren't trying to learn, but you did? Well, great. I love forcing learning on people. Also, I think I had another notification that I missed. Who did I miss? Oh, thank you for the follow, Asalia! Hopefully I said that right. If I don't say it right, please let me know. I will try to fix it. As for what the heck I'm drawing, if anyone's wondering, I'm kind of doing like a version of... I think I might do the 4 horses. Ah, okay. That makes sense. But yeah, this is currently my, this is currently Famine. And it was an idea I had the other night when I couldn't sleep. And I just did a really rough sketch, so I'm trying to clean that up right now. Well, have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging by, or stopping by, saying hello. Yes, I am a giant animal nerd, so if people have questions, I might be slightly helpful in that regards. Not just horses. I tend to gravitate towards messed up looking horses. Especially when I'm stressed. And I have been stressed. So I kind of threw my plans out the window for what I was going to stream today. There was supposed to be some, like, Blasphemous 2 style character design. But yeah, instead we did this. Would I say my stress manifests as a messed up horse? Yeah, probably. It's kind of like how you ever seen the old paintings of like nightmares, like the literal, like where we get the word from, where there was like horse-shaped demons in your room that wouldn't let you sleep, kind of thing. It has pretty much become that. It has been a crazy day already, because there was a bunch of bad news. Not the least of which was the tornadoes that tore through my old hometown, but I'm stressed drawing on stream now. I hope everybody else is doing in a much better mood than me. Like I said, feel free to ask questions. This is like a weird paper I'm using. It's not really paper, it's plastic. So it's got different different rules. You want to be the Sing's friend. Carson, wanting to be friends with Famine is an odd choice. I'll give you that. No, Leia, you're asking why they were called nightmares if it had anything to do with horses at all. It did. It did originally. They were like, well, it was like Night Mara. It's kind of... Mara ended up being like the original word, the base root of it, but Mara ended up getting translated into mare. It's kind of... They kind of like co-evolved together, I'd say. Like in some cultures they were a horse, and some they weren't. It's like I should actually look more deeply into the lore behind it, because I feel like two different myths may have kind of gotten merged together. I'm a little worried that I may have to... I may not be able to erase this line I put in here back when I made the tapeworms. Much bigger. Let's try to see if I can kind of bury the line that I put in there. And then I'll just erase what's still poking out. Hopefully be a little cleaner. Edge on this is not even. Okay. If nobody's got any questions, I am also happy to just sit here and draw in silence for a bit. Earlier, I definitely needed to be talking because I was too stressed out, but... You've been wanting to draw a raccoon face for a mug design for yourself since I've been playing what amounts to a small raccoon person in a beta testing campaign for a friend's tabletop RPG system they've been... Okay, sorry, I tried to do that one breath, it was not working. Tabletop RPG system they've been working on for years. Is there a good way to start? And what's my favorite dessert? Oh, Jesus. Okay. I don't know, I've had some really good desserts of a wide range. I'm gonna pull up more paper to show you. Not the dessert, the raccoon thing. Back of another commission sketch that I didn't like. Alright, I don't really know. It really kind of depends on my mood. Like, I love, like, a basic, really good lemon poppy seed. And then sometimes I just really want, like, a nice dark chocolate ganache. Okay. So, raccoon. I'm just gonna kind of try to whip one up from just, like, memory right now. We'll switch to this. So they have a more ovular head, so it's kind of like you have to like break down their face by the forms. So let's get to a very basic. I'm just gonna look up raccoon face, because if I search raccoon right now, I'm gonna get like 10 bajillion Jimothy's. Okay, so they got a very ovular face, and then rounded but still fairly pointed ears, so I'd be like, make it kind of more like a dome. Okay, and then essentially you want like the basic head shape, the ears, and then you want to figure out where the nose is. Like, the tip of the nose is usually your best bet. So, it looks like their nose, depending on the angle you're looking at it, is either at the bottom of the oval of the face or even below it, depending on what angle you're going for. So once you have the nose shape in, you can kind of go from there, and you just choose two straight lines back, and that kind of leads you towards the direction of the eyes. And now for like humans and a lot of animals, the width of the nose dictates how wide your eyes are placed. So I'm gonna widen this out a little bit because you're tempted to draw just the top of the nose, but you should probably draw the whole thing, or proportion-wise is gonna throw it off a little bit. Okay, so we go draw to the edge, draw there, back here. Now this is at a little bit of an angle, so I'm gonna tweak that a little bit. Okay, and then eye, about midway through the oval. Yeah, it's pretty much midway through the oval. I always like putting little eyebrows there. I don't know why. It's more of a shark, not shark thing, fox thing. Okay, so now from there we can kind of follow the shapes back. So we got the line of the eyes, we draw on the eyes. Now we kind of use that eye shape to tell us where the mask is gonna go. Because the eye, it's almost like if you're doing, like if you look at a makeup tutorial, they're like, alright, we got, you know, they're framing the eye with your eyelids. So think of this as like, they're getting dressed up for like RuPaul's Drag Race, and they got that level of mascara going on. So we use that to draw on the little eye mask. And also you can use that to kind of tell where like the peaks in their fur are going to be. You'll see this more. You don't want to go too far, it's going to end up looking like a fox. But, so you want to keep the roundness in there. Though the face, once you get to the nose, we'll fix that a little bit. Okay, so we go back here, we do the mask, and then we got to start drawing the nose, or the lips, which is kind of like another oval, but a little bit more angular, right around the nostril. So we're doing like a, pretty much take, I guess take like a diamond shape around the corners and smoosh. Okay, so then kind of just fill this in a little bit. And it's largely just going to come down to double checking your angles as to where you're drawing things. Like I started drawing this facing more down after I started drawing the initial one, just because I like that nose position better. So now it's checking the angles, like the lines of where everything is going to turn out in that circle. So the ears are pretty much, if you follow the eyes up, that's going to lead the curve around the eyes from the nostril and up is going to lead towards the ears are. And then one of the best ways to kind of like differentiate what animal ears you're drawing is to see whether or not this part connects into the body or stands out. Because a lot of ears are very different in that regards for animals, and like depending on how you draw that can really change how they, like what animal you're drawing. Like it's a surprisingly what do I want to say, important characteristic, I guess? Okay, I don't know. Is this still helpful? Usually you can kind of get away with a basic like little V underneath for the mouth. It's like a very common way of doing animals. They don't have a very pronounced V, not like a cat, but there is one there. Lots of whiskers. So now it's just, I have the like basic forms kind of mapped out. Now it's just kind of like making sure they're in the right spots, maybe moving a thing here or there, but we have the largely how the frame is going to be worked down, and now we just blend it in. Which I am not following any photo. I'm actually looking at one that's pointed down and one that's face forward, and it's not helping. Just saying. If you can find reference for your angle, That would be helpful. Or you can be like me and wing it, and then, you know, thoughts and prayers. You have such round eyes. No wonder why they're so innocent and trying to be domesticated. They're all like looking at you. They're all like, feed me. Feed me, you fish. Your cat food. Leave food out for the feral cats. I will eat it. It is helpful. I think I made the mistake of trying to do a face shape and then go straight for putting the mask instead of the nose. Ah. It's understandable. It is very much, like, very tempting to put down... I guess I would say, like, I would consider the face mask to be, like, a superficial trait. Because it's something that, like, if you change the color, you know, the underlying musculature, if it was completely white, it would still be very raccoon based on the musculature. So you want to make sure you get, like, the skull shape down before you go to the more superficial things. And I try to work out, like, the muzzle. I try to break it down into shapes. Like, honestly, I think I made this muzzle a little too long. This kind of looks MP. Oh, more like a badger from the mixed angle. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, this nose is technically too long right now, so it would fit more of a badger. So yeah. If I were to scrap, I would, like, how am I gonna fix this? How do I fix you? Probably erase and start over, but I'm trying to see if I increase the... scale, if that would help. Eh! You've cursed me. I'm cursed. We'll move the nose up. I'm making it worse. Oh my god, now I have to, like, show that I actually can draw a raccoon or I'm gonna go insane. So now that I think of it, I think I've only drawn, like, 5 raccoons in my life. And they were from the... most of them were from the back angle, because they were for a... indie game thing that I was doing. That you weren't really seeing the front. You love this. This looks... you know what this looks more like? This looks more like a raccoon dog than a raccoon. I am now cursed. I should be able to draw them, considering how much I see them. Literally every night I have run-ins with raccoons. Yes, personality. Well, thank you for that. It's still... it's making me rage a little bit. I think I need to move this eye out here. Nope, this is Raccoon Dog. I've made Raccoon Dog. I'm like, oh yeah, I actually did just draw a raccoon. I drew a demented version of Jimothy. But that was a very demented version of a raccoon. I must get the sad eyes. So my family's very rural Midwest, and that's why I was freaking out about the tornadoes, because it literally tore through where I grew up. But when my mom came out here and visited me in the, like, suburbs, she was freaking out. She's like, there's a raccoon out in the day! And I was like, yeah, that's the lady who keeps putting cat food out. Like a raccoon version of a dog begging. Well, raccoons are pretty much are that, aren't they? That's what I was aiming for. It is beggy. Still also a little raccoon dog. No, it's like our raccoons can get fluffy. I think I've just gotta move the fluff down a little bit. You've apparently found my nemesis, drawing an accurate-looking raccoon. And we've had a random sad raccoon segue. Okay. Like a slightly different colored pencil. I messed it up. Okay, I gotta stop drawing raccoon. I've done one to a slightly more satisfactory level. But now, I need to finish my thingy that I was working on. You segued me. You successfully segued me. Okay. Hopefully it was some kind of help. But you watch me try to demo it and then fail miserably at it, so the fundamentals of what I was saying were largely right. Now I've cursed myself with hooves as well. Hi, Victor! Oh, goodness gracious. We just segued from me failing to draw a raccoon. And now I'm failing at drawing hooves. So now both of the things that I have been asked to kind of explain, I am failing.
2 hours later.
Wait, how did I miss? Oh, I missed. I had another follower as well. Thank you, Scrimshaw. You do have a question about your PNG tuber though. What kind of animals are... Oh, it's not... It's my own creation. He's not anything in particular. That's just Brihei. He's like as close as I get to an OC. What was I doing? Oh, I was failing at drawing hooves. Yes, that's what I was doing. Thank you, Rayland. Well, like, I consider OCs, like, I design creatures for a living, so, like, I guess everything I make would be referred to as an OC. For me, an OC is, like, one that you have a personal connection with. That, like, you draw over and over again kind of thing. They're one of your... I guess the term right now would be a blorbo. It's like I usually have it actually hooked up for a talking one, but I forgot to do that today. So you just get the little PNG one. Kind of like working my way up towards the fun tapeworm part, because I don't know if everyone's going to want to see a bunch of tapeworm heads. Though, as I found out earlier, worse gamers had never seen one, so maybe that's just a me thing. That I know what they look like, and everyone else will just be kind of a surprise. Nah, put the horrors in there. Hold on. I need slight snacky. What's the phrase? The horrors persist and so must I. You've only seen tapeworm and horrific x-rays and related hospital photos? Oh, so you've seen the really messed up ones. Like, even I have a hard time stomaching those, and I make things like this. If you look up the microscopic, like, zoom in on their faces, it's not quite as gross. Because then it's like, oh, this is scientific, versus if you see, like, the hospital things where they're cranking them out, because that's how they have to remove them. Ugh. Ugh. Just gives you the heebie-jeebies. Where did the phrase the horrors persist and so must I come from? Like, I've never found one so very fitting to me. You don't know, but you always saw with either possum or raccoon images? Ah. It makes sense. It's just gonna end up being someone's post somewhere. I mean, because I kind of, honestly, I was like, my art books, I have Dark Mythos because that one was all mythology, but my, like, art books are always called, just, like, Creatures and Creepies. And I'm kind of wishing I had called it that instead. The whole, if it wasn't from another book, it'd be like the horrors persist and so must die kind of thing. This is kind of where I start having the most fun in this paper, is when I get to the part where I get to start erasing. Because like I said, it's with this you have to treat erasing less as fixing a mistake or removing a mistake and more of a totally, like, another tool in your Rolodex. Okay, that was too much. Oh! Thank you for following, Ghosty Goat! It's like I heard a noise. Also, I love your username. Ghosty Goat is a good username. Just in case anybody didn't catch it before, feel free to ask questions. I'm working on Yupo paper. I'm working on Yupo paper, which is like a synthetic plastic. It's not usually used for drawing. It's usually used for acrylic, like resin pouring. And this is kind of my take on famine. I might do all the horses. It was just a random drawing I needed to get out of my system. Apparently when I stress, I draw messed up horses. Also, I've definitely been avoiding making sense of these shoulders, or the withers. I think because I kind of wanted to exaggerate it a little bit, but that's not how this would work, unfortunately. So this is the other thing, is you'd be kind of tempted to think that this shoulder would be, or the withers would be higher. Well, technically, since this is a horse, these would never go over the spine. Because, well, the horse's scapula is like level with the withers of the horse, which is like the high point on the spine here. So I may actually have to... realize I'm sketching this out of view. Do I want to keep it effed up because it's an effed up horse and sometimes you gotta break the rules, or do I want to try and fix it? Because I would have to move the withers. I'd have to move this hump back to here. Might make sense. Make it worse? I don't know which one are you talking about? Just stay with the broken? It's like I could just make it worse as well by making like this very kind of skeletal. No. Okay. Either way, I have to fix it, because I'm probably only going to be able to go for, like, maybe another 20, 30 minutes. And then I got to walk and feed the dogs, eat food, stream with these nerds. Just kidding. My friends over on the Absolute Worst Gamers channel. Which if someone wants to link it, please. I think I do have it as like one of my recommended ones in my like about page below. Yeah, we're going. What was it? We're doing gone fishing again. We're gonna fish. Okay. And then I have commission stuff I need to work on, which unfortunately involves having to reinterpret some AI. At least they hired a human for the... Yeah. It's not like the people that hired me put that out there, though. It's friggin' marketing firms now. Marketing firms are crazy into it. Alright, this looks really effed up right now. I will make this more readable. I just have to draw it in and then erase. Or draw on the correct stuff, or the correct stuff, correct in this thing. I may have to add some main in here, just to get past this very dark line that I have in here. Okay. Or we're just gonna make it a little kind of transparent up there. Like he's wasting away, waxing away. Is that a term? I know there's wax moon. There's waxy skin. Is there such a phrase as waxing away? Isn't there waxing poetically? Isn't that a phrase? In which case, I need to figure out what the frick waxing means, because it doesn't mean what I thought it did. Okay, it is. I thought so. I'm not crazy. Well, yeah, but not in that way. I was thinking more in the, like, when your skin gets all transparent and gross. Because it's called, like, waxy skin, so I was like, you think there'd be a verb of it, I guess, would be the phrase? I don't know. I have to strike this balance between wanting it to be very, very scrawny, but then also having, like, gross skin foldy parts. And also, this part's gonna be a little rough to fix. Okay. It's a little bit different than I was planning with the nostril, but I like how that turned out. This is like really fine detail stuff I'm doing right now, like tiny skin wrinkles. Apologies, it's probably not the most interesting thing to see on the stream. We'll be there for fish. But thank you for hanging out, Rayland. Greatly appreciate it. I will see you later. I'm gonna make sure I erase in the shape of the... Keeping up with where the shape of the stomach is. I have to make sure I erase in that. Just realized I don't think I really want to keep this in here either. This is where the neck would naturally be, but I think it would actually be better if I exaggerate that. And let it go up more. That way it frames this. Frames this head. And also helps sells the famine part more. What'd you miss? I have no idea. When did you leave? It's been largely me starting to do more fine detail things, so... Not much. You've been missing me whittling away at things. I think I'm probably gonna be wrapping it like 10 minutes ago. Ah. Yeah, it's been mostly me doing little tiny details on the face and deciding to make the neck thinner. I think I'm gonna do like one good tapeworm head, because that's a phrase I needed to say today, and then call it. I'm getting hangry. So if you've never seen a tapeworm head up close, you're in for a treat. Just it's a fire hydrant with a Bart Simpson mohawk of teeth. So I'm pretty sure there's like multiple species. So this is the one that I believe goes into humans. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if those start having another heyday, considering our current FDA. I think they have 3 little... I'm not sure what the heck you would call... I don't know, it's probably 4. They're like little sucker head things. Kinda like how a lamprey sticks to a shark. These are for your intestines. Alright, I'm gonna try to clean up around these a little bit. Oh. I thought that was something in the house. Sorry, something just went crash. And I'm not sure what. But the dogs are going crazy, so it may have been outside. Okay. I have to use a brush because the stuff is so easily smudgeable that if I use my hand, it'll blend. Alright. Oh, I think I'm gonna call it good for now. Erase this out. Cause I need to go eat something and walk the dogs. What's this song? It is something random from the Chiptunes. It is called Otis by Chipzill. Okay. B, I'm gonna call it there. I need to eat something. I'm hangry. I am largely satisfied with where things are. Like, this is still too much detail up in the withers here. I have to probably see if I can find somebody to raid Got another art streamer going. Pass the torch on from what Carson rating us earlier. Here, I will. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll write down the name if you want to see if you can find it. Okay. Now let me see if I can find someone to raid. I think this is only relevant for Twitch people. But we'll see if I can find... Oh, Casey's going. As is Odin. Yeah. Alright. Actually, is Casey going? She's not showing up on my list. Interesting. Clicking fine. No, she is. Okay. But since we're on the horror vibes, we're gonna go to raid Otis. Or not Otis, Odin. Who does speak English and Espanol. So, just heads up, his usual language is Spanish. But we're gonna go raid him. Because he's got some awesome creepy shit. Alright, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you soon Wednesday.